you can carry the show. If
don't
I
know
could
about
ever
that.
have a co-host that could do everything and anything I might do, this young man, your mama did a good job with you. It's almost like I raised you. Alice, did you need
My mama
any
had a
help?
hard time raising me. She would probably tell you, but I never missed a whooping that I didn't need. So
Exactly.
they all show. I guess that helps me out tremendously.
We had a conversation the other day about Xana. She's about to be 4. Well, she's very, very independent. I don't know where she gets those genetics. It may be from me. And so I can't say that kid needs a spanking, because honestly, I don't know that she needs a spanking. I think she needs just sitting down and explaining, because I don't think a spanking would do her any good. She'd probably think it was funny. She is so independent. And in America, we have a right to be an independent, a libertarian, a Republican, a Democrat. We have a right to all of this. Isn't that cool?
That's wonderful.
We're about to celebrate 250 years of the greatest nation in the world. Do you know who just told us we're the greatest nation in the world? The millions who are visiting to play soccer. They are in Buc-ee's telling us how wonderful it is. They are in Dairy Queen's telling us. They're going to Waffle Houses. They're going everywhere telling us America is the greatest nation in the world. We finally have some bragging rights. Josh, it's been a long time since we've had bragging rights.
Well, we've been the greatest nation on planet Earth since our inception and our founding.
People forgot it.
And that line of all men are created equal, and there's been a lot of blood shed and a lot of fighting and a lot of wars over that. But I think we listen too much to what's going on that TV out there, the negative voices, the negativity. And I think we've given up our peace and given up a piece of us that we never lost. We just laid it down, or we forgot about it. And we need to realize and recognize who we are as a country. And this inner fighting and this bitterness has got to stop.
It's crazy.
It's got to stop.
It's crazy. Months ago, like 10 months ago or so, I got a call one morning and somebody just blasted me because I was voting conservative Republican. And I said, have you missed being around me what I am? I'm a Christian conservative Republican. You know, I have a lot of friends that I love dearly that are Democrats. I have a lot of friends I love more that were Democrats and are now Republicans because they opened their eyes. And Jesse just told us a joke, and it's funny as crap, and one day I'll get Jesse to tell you on the air. But it's crazy, y'all. Open your eyes. Open your eyes, America. We have a nation worth celebrating, worth saving, worth just saying thank you, God, for giving us this 250 years of a great nation. Now, it wasn't given to us. Blood was shed.
Blood was shed for
And I
it.
want you to tell the story about your daddy standing at attention with hundreds of other people as a body was brought back.
It was, we were talking back there in the control room about 25 years ago. It's been, that's how long it's been since 9/11 happened. And a few years after 9/11, we went to war with Iraq and Afghanistan. And one of the first casualties in this area was one of my best friends in school's father. He was called up in the reserves, and he went and served faithfully and dutifully, and he lost his life, sadly. And
about the same time Noah Harris lost his life.
It was all around the same time.
Around the same time.
And the remains were flown back to Atlanta, and it made WSB News, it made Chattanooga News, it made all that. But the thing that stands out in my mind, and I was in high school at the time, was there was a line of people from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, where the plane landed, to Frytown, where that gentleman was buried. And everybody stood out on the road, Highway 5, 515, 575, all the way down where they could. And they held flags up, flags over the bridges, flags, whatever. And my father stood out there holding a flag and a hand salute. He was a Marine. And we were so unified as a country, and we were talking about that. At 9/11, you know, people, our current president, Donald Trump's gotten a lot of flack over all he says and all he does, and I understand there's a certain amount of political theater that goes with that.
Sure.
Okay. Well, what people forget, though, was that gentleman was a New York Democrat at the time, and when those towers came down just a couple of days after, when it was safe for the ground to work and got everybody in there, he got his workers and pulled them off the jobs and sent them to
Ground Zero
to work, and then he went down there to check on them. He went down there and was handing out bottles of water and handing out everything. And then there's another thing that we were talking about was, you know, we were talking about how unified the country was, and there was two moments.
They can never be replaced, and
they were
need
organic.
to be recognized and remembered and listened to.
They were organic. So at 9/11, what people forget was when that was going on, all of Congress, both chambers, and I'm talking even to that nut Ralph Nader, God bless his heart, and he killed my Chevy Corvair, and I'm still upset with him about that. But anyway, they all came out of the halls of Congress and the Senate, and they joined hands on the steps and prayed. They weren't Democrats, they weren't Republicans, they weren't independents, they were Americans on that day.
As it should be every day.
And then the other thing that I will always remember, and I tell my students this because now, and this might be a little uncomfortable for you at home to hear, but do you realize our students now weren't even born when 9/11 happened? So telling them about it would be just like me telling them about Pearl Harbor happening. It's a moment in history. They didn't live through that. So we have to go back and do some reteaching. In our school, thank the Lord always does, we hold a moment of silence and we talk about the different times that the planes hit. But there was a moment when George Bush, then a brand new president, he had only been in office a year, came down, and they didn't have a stage or a platform or sound equipment. He had a bullhorn. And he's talking and he's giving his speech, and people in the back goes, "I can't hear you." And he said, "I can hear you." And the whole crowd cheered, and he goes, "I hear you, the American people hear you, and the people that knock these buildings down will hear from all of us soon." And you could feel that wave just come over the United States. It just started, it was like a shock wave went. And we were united, and I really do believe that somewhere, somebody in corporate media, in whatever, made up their mind America's too united in this moment, and we're too together. There was no Democrats, no Republicans, no black, no white, no orange or indigo. We were Americans.
And this week I told you, somebody called me a racist, and I just cracked up. I said, I can be a bee if I want to, and I can get ill and angry, but there ain't nothing racist about me. And I'm like, one of my dearest friends is Chinese. He came here, a church sponsored his family, and you know him well. A church sponsored his family. They ended up in Pennsylvania, where he, at the age of 18 years old, he came here, a young child. He bought his first home at 18 years old. He now owns half of Blue Ridge, and he is the hardest working human, but he raised a group of hardworking humans. His son graduated college, his daughter graduated college. He has a very, very special son, Andy, that we adore, who was born with Down syndrome. There's so many, I'm getting cold chills talking about this man. This man, to me,
I know him personally,
is the greatest gift to America. He's a Chinese.
There's no races. You come here and you work here and you live here and you love and be part of this community. We are Americans.
When I hear people who have worked here and been super successful say, in my country, in my country, in my country, welcome to America, now speak English, now live the good life, right?
Well, again, you come here, this is our culture. Keep it our culture.
Exactly.
It's blended.
250 years.
It's blended. We've got Scots and Irish and Italian and and Dutch and
my family
Chinese
was German,
and
Scott,
and everywhere, but they're blended.
Scott,
It's
German, Scott, and French.
yeah, it's blended. But don't change this like the place you left to escape from.
You left there for a reason. You're here because we open our doors, you come legally, you enjoy the wonder of America. And I'm so excited. I don't even watch soccer, but I'm getting so into soccer because I'm seeing everybody from the soccer world come into our businesses, come into our parks, come into our locations and say, everybody is so nice to me. Everybody is so nice to me. And when
ring ring.
Uh-oh,
you got a call coming.
Better than anybody.
Uh-oh.
Hello. Oh,
Uh-oh.
it's him. Mr. President.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, we're trying on our
Yes,
end to pass your bill.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, the Save America Act. Yes. Yes, I know you're going to get that over the finish line. Yes, sir. Yes,
Hurry.
Sir.
Get it.
That through there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You appreciate us talking about you. Yes, sir.
What else can we do to help,
What
sir?
can we do to help you? Yes, sir. Tell everyone at home to call their congress. Yes, sir. Call your congressman.
Yes.
Tell
yes.
them to get J.D.
Yes.
Vance and all of them on it and get the Save America Act passed.
And if he's
Yes, sir.
watching, let him know I am wearing blue today, but I have on red sandals. But I wear a size 9, and I'm not putting my foot up here on the table. But I do have on red sandals.
She's got on red sandals. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Enjoy that brand new Air Force One.
Oh, is that not amazing? When do
Yes.
we get to see that?
Yes, sir. Maybe you'll do a
24th.
flyover in Atlanta. Okay.
Josh, tell him that we will be there the night of the 24th. It's going to be advertised to watch on television. And we got to get the instructions how we can watch. He's having a big party for America.
Yeah. Okay. The 24th. Yes, sir. He heard you. Yes, sir. A pleasure to talk to you, sir. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. I did that voice and it was the man.
I got these navy blue clothes on and I'm thinking, Lord have mercy, but I got my red earrings on, I got my red shoes on.
Red, white, and blue.
You're red, white, and blue. I'm the red, white, and blue. I'm the true red, white, and blue. And I love that Miss Hilda from the Georgia Mountain Fair, she did the red, white, and blue. She's going to have an amazing fireworks display, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to get as much of that as I can to share with y'all. But I hope you will come. This is on the 4th of July night, begins 6 o'clock festivities. They will have all kinds of jump houses for the kids to play music. They will have food trucks where you can purchase food. It will be a fun, fun day. And then there will be a special area up in the top where I bought a table for ETC for us to be up there at the top watching the fireworks. It doesn't get any better than that. There's still a couple of tables available, and it's at Hamilton Gardens, and you bring 6 of your friends and you hang out and you see the best show ever. It's going to be so much fun, and it is over Lake Chateau, which is not far from where you live. So it's absolutely beautiful. Now today we really want to talk about going back to our roots, and your book goes about as far back to your roots as you can go.
Yeah.
And I broke ice about a trip that happened here in Ellijay last show, but we didn't give details. Can you talk about the chapter about the piano?
There's a chapter in my book called Some Things Are Meant to Keep, and it's on Amazon. Just Google Some Things Are Meant to Keep and type in my name, Josh Griggs. But there's a story in there I told, and this title of it's called The Piano on the Ellijay Bridge. And so when you go way back over 20 years, and that's how long it's been, and I feel old, I was learning to play the piano. Mm-hmm. And my dad loved to hear me play, and I thought it would be nice to have a piano downstairs so we wouldn't have to walk upstairs after working in the mill all day. And I was broke, and I mean dead broke. I mean, I couldn't get a job.
Couldn't pay attention.
The economy was crashing at that point in time.
Yeah.
And so I found out that I was buying and trading on anything I could get my hands on. If I could make an extra dollar on it, I could. And I was using ETC's trading time with Richard Scott.
Exactly.
It was like I was a Wall Street trader on the floor,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
And I was out with my best friend, Jamie Davenport, and I had a 86 Dodge pickup truck, and I had painted it with a brush because I'd bought it off trading time, and it ran great, but the paint was awful.
Yeah.
So I got some Rust-Oleum and I painted it with a brush, and from 100 feet it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And you got up on it and the brush strokes started showing. But anyway, we came out here. There was a thrift store right out here, right across the road over here, and I'm around the corner, and there stands this beautiful high back upright grand from the 1880s, and it was quarter sawn oak, and oh man, it looked like it come out of the Biltmore house. And I'm looking around and I see the price tag on it, and it says $50. And I sit down and play it, and it plays beautifully. It sounded like a Grand Dame. You know, it sounded good. And I thought, okay, my mind started running at a fever pitch. How do I get, I've got the truck, and the math is alarming, but it's technically possible that this piano would fit on my truck. And, you know, I got to get a hold of some money. I see, I've got a little bit of money in my pocket, and Mom had given me a credit card that was only to be used for emergencies. Only.
Well, this piano was an emergency.
It was an emergency. But the third problem, my biggest problem, was parental permission, because I still lived at home.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I was first semester in college. You know, my mother's working, my father's working at the mill, and so I got on the phone. I didn't even have a cell phone then. I borrowed a phone, called Dad, dear old Dad, dialed his shop. Hey, Dad, got a piano. It's great, $50. You know, it's an opportunity of a lifetime, Dad. And, well, I don't know. Ask your mother. I already talked to Mom. Mom said it was okay. Mom didn't know a thing about it. I'll handle everything, Dad. And I just hung up. Dad didn't give me permission. Dad didn't give me anything. What I had was something that a lawyer could have argued in court, you know.
Yeah.
But I decided it was better to ask forgiveness than permission.
I've done it.
So pay for the piano and back that truck up to the loading dock, and 9 men loaded this piano that weighed all of 2 tons on the back of a half-ton pickup truck, and that bumper just hit, you know, it was about that far off the bottom of the ground. It was squatted. And then I realized my fourth problem was I didn't have nothing to tie that piano down with. That piano
had to be tied down.
And all I had was a come-along with, you know, and so I thought, now this thing's so heavy, my only fear is that it rolls off and breaks the tailgate. So I cinch it down real good that way, and we take off. And what I was going to do was just creep out through Boardtown.
It's funny you did this today, because I creeped up on Highway 5 bringing Tim some stuff today.
But I pulled out, and then as fate would have it, all the roads were closed because the Tour de Georgia was coming through.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to go 515. So out this road we went, and get right to the Ellijay Bridge, and wind is always coming over that Ellijay Bridge.
Oh no.
And wind got a hold of that piano and blew it like a sail. And the next thing I felt was that truck roll over that way, and that whole piano just fell over the side of that truck and went kabloom on the Ellijay Bridge. Splinters covered the whole street. I pulled that truck down in gear and laid it on the mat. I was going to leave, and my buddy Jamie's going, Josh. I'm like, hush, we got to go. And what Jamie could see that I couldn't see was the 6 policemen sitting at the Hardee's on the Ellijay Bridge.
Oh, no.
They'd just finished eating their lunch, and they saw what happened. They're waving and waving. I pull around to pick that piano up, and I thought in my mind, okay, I'm not going to tell Mom, I'm going to stop at the landfill, going to get rid of this. This never happened.
Evidence is
gone, you know. And my 5th problem showed up, and the last name of the gentleman, his last name was Arp, and my mother was keeping his child an after-school latchkey, and I was hung. I knew.
It's gonna happen.
Now I didn't get a ticket. To those gentlemen's credit, and thank the good Lord, their names be written in the Lamb's Book of Life. They didn't give me a ticket. They helped me load that piano piece by piece, and it laid flat in the bed of my truck. You couldn't tell there's anything on that truck other than it's still squatted.
Oh my gosh.
We took that thing back to the house, and I decided to pull in and confess my sins to Mama before, you know, just own it. And to those ladies at Blue Ridge Elementary School's credit, they kept that woman from ripping my heart out of my chest right through my throat. And they intervened, and I come on home with that, you know, charity dictates I don't go any further on that one, but I pull on home, and me and my buddy Jamie gets to looking at the wreckage and surveying it. I said, hey, we didn't bust any strings on that piano. How many keys we got left? 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 88? They're all there. And so we got roofing nails and wood glue and a box of screws, and we put that piano back together piece by piece in my backyard. And when my dad got home from Chatsworth, there I was. I had that piano back together. It looked like a jigsaw puzzle. And I had a 1/4-inch nut driver tuning that piano, and I had it retuned, and I told Dad the whole thing, and we put that piano back in the house. And there it sat like a jigsaw puzzle, and I'd play it for company.
I love it. I love
And
it.
years later, after I got married, Mom insisted Dad get rid of that eyesore. And Dad drug it out in the yard and burned it to get the
You didn't
wood
take
going.
it with you?
No,
No?
if we moved it, it would have come all to pieces.
Okay.
But Dad burned it and took the superstructure, the big heavy cast, and that was when scrap metal was on. I think Dad got $200 out of it.
Oh my gosh! So it made money.
So it made money,
and
but-
it made a great story for your book.
It's in the book, yeah.
It's in the
Piano
book.
on the
Well,
Ellijay Bridge.
Guys, we want to show the stuff that we pulled up from YouTube because we want to show what happened when America was united. We were united on 9/11 because America came together at the worst day of the world. I mean, it was a horrible, horrible day. We've had Pearl Harbor, we've had all this, but we were hit on American shore. And I can remember it. I'm getting cold chills talking about it. I was between home and our office when the first one hit, and I walked into my office and my secretary said, JS is on the phone. And I said, why is he calling me? I just left home. And I picked up the phone and he said, have you got on your TV? I said, just walked in. Yeah, let me turn it on. Turn it on. I glanced around there, and honestly, the second plane was hitting. That was the worst day in America, but America came together, and we're going to show a couple of clips.
It was the best day in America, too.
It was. It was.
Worst and best day all in one
And
day.
when you said that it was safe to go back in, Trump sent his crew, it was never safe to go back in.
It was never safe to go back in. It was
No.
like the next day or after.
Over
you know, yeah.
5,000 police officers, firefighters, and volunteers have died from cancer because they chose to help America recover.
And Trump was right down there in the
Trump
thick
was
of
right
it with them.
down there in the middle with them. So we're going to show this footage right now from 9/11.
I want you all to know that America today is on bended knee in prayer for the people whose lives were lost here, for the workers who work here, for the families who mourn. This nation stands with the good people of New York City and New Jersey and Connecticut as we mourn the loss of thousands of our citizens. I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon. The nation sends its love and compassion to everybody who is here. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for making the nation proud. And may God bless America.
Now, just a few moments ago, Donald Trump passed through here, so we had a minute to talk with him. Let's roll that tape. You can see what he had to say.
Well, I've never seen anything like it. I've seen two huge 110-story buildings that are reduced to rubble, thousands and thousands of lives. I just got to see something that I've never seen before. I have hundreds of men inside working right now, and we're bringing down another 125 in a little while, and they've never done work like this before. And they're hard-working people, but they've never seen anything like it, and they've never done work like this before. It's terrible.
Tell me what it's like at Ground Zero. Tell me about the workers that you saw and what they're doing there.
Well, not only is it devastation, but it's very dangerous because every few minutes a whistle would go off and everybody would just run because you have all the buildings around it, which are in such a weakened state that people just don't know. And so they just have to take off. And then they come back and they're working under 50-story buildings that you don't know if they're going to fall down. So it's a terrible thing for the workers, and it's a terrible thing for the world, really.
How have you spoken to any of your men? Do you know how they're reacting to this? Because emotionally, this must be so incredibly difficult.
Well, there are a lot of them, but they've never seen bodies like this. I mean, the bodies all over. The great thing is when they find somebody that's alive, like the 5 firemen that they just found a little while ago. So that's the great thing, and that's what they're all striving for. But generally speaking, that's not the case. So they are working very, very hard, but it's a very depressing situation for these folks.
As you walked around and as you saw the piles of rubble, there are thousands of families out there who are hoping that someone might be in a pocket somewhere, still alive, still breathing, waiting to be dug up. As you assessed that damage from your perspective, do you believe that's possible?
Well, I would certainly not want to be the one to say it's not possible. Certainly it's a tough situation, but you can't give up hope because there's always hope. I mean, the 5 men, I'm sure their families thought that they probably were gone, and now they walk in the door. A couple of them walked away after they were dug out. So there probably are some more people in there, and therefore you can't give up hope.
You've had an impact on the skyline of New York. What is it like as you see it now?
It's like a whole different skyline. It's like a whole different city and world. I cannot believe the sight of Lower Manhattan without the World Trade Center, and therefore we have to rebuild, not necessarily in that form, but we have to rebuild at least as good and maybe better.
Just finally, can you tell me emotionally as you walked around, we've heard some of the stories from the firemen. They're so exhausted and mentally and physically. What was it like for you personally to go in and see all of what you saw?
Well, it was amazing to see it. It was a very depressing scene, but I'll tell you what, you really can take heart. These firemen and policemen and the construction workers equally, the courage they have is unbelievable. I mean, they're working, digging out and lifting up steel, and above them you have 55-story buildings that are very possibly going to be pouring down on them any minute, and they're working like nothing's wrong. I mean, they're amazing.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time, and delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
If you or your business are looking for local advertising opportunities, we have sponsorships available for new programming coming soon on ETC3. Contact us at 706-697-5591.
See us anytime you can.
ETC is connected to our community. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events, connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources, and connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections and fast, reliable internet. Visit etcnow.com today.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Okay, Josh, we have a job. We have a job to do. We have to get America back to where it was 25 years ago. We don't want another 9/11. We don't want any horror in the streets. We don't want any craziness. But I was thinking about, you know, I'm going to do a little thing with Jesse and with, oh my God, I forgot her name. Huh?
Ollie?
No, why can I? That is so weird. Holland. Jesse and Holland. Duh. Okay, I want to do a little competition between them looking back 25 years. They're both 17 years old. I'm going to make them go back 7 years before their birth, and we're going to talk trivia. If they had been born in that time, they would have seen a united America. These kids are growing up in an ununited America. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Well, I want to leave you with a little kernel of hope at the end, but understand all this division, it gets put out there on television.
Sure. Except here.
Except here. And
except
that's
here,
the
we're
thing.
trying to get y'all together.
This is a wonderful little kernel of truth and a wonderful little beacon that Ellijay Telephone Company puts out, and then through your show, and that's wonderful.
And y'all, anybody who disagrees with me, you have a right to disagree with me. There's a disclaimer on my program
we can
that
still
says,
be friends.
But we can still be friends. I
have
have friends that are Democrats. But you got to use your brain and quit bashing America. I don't want to hear about your country. I don't want to hear about you left there for a reason. You're here now today. Join in and love America.
Love America.
Love
and
America.
The other thing is I really do believe we didn't lose it completely. It's still there. It's there in our church fellowship halls. It's there on Sunday mornings. It's there on Saturday afternoons and weekdays and whenever. I'll tell you, I ran into
Jesse at a concert.
Jesse at the concert. I got tickets to Shenandoah. My mother-in-law won them on WPPL, and we're sitting down there, and the head singer for Shenandoah comes out and he witnesses for Christ. And his encore called back on the stage. He sang Beulah Land. And everybody was standing in Anderson Music Hall
and I
singing
guarantee you
Beulah
they were
Land.
independents, Democrats, Republicans,
Exactly.
you name it.
And so it's still here to a point. The problem is the news media is causing this division. Is causing this division. We're still united.
And we
to
have
a point.
seen, sadly, where 20 or 30 crapsters, I can get by with that word, just keep on and on and on trying to make things bad. Let's work with 20 or 30 to make things good instead of bad and the negativity and the craziness. And I laughed because you could do a Stacey Abrams commercial today, but we're not. He can't because he doesn't have his blackout for his tooth. But let me tell you, I am so worried about the state of Georgia because I left Atlanta for reasons, multiple reasons, but crime was one of the things. We have a person who was mayor during the worst time in Atlanta history, and I loved Atlanta. I loved Atlanta, y'all. I used to run back down there to Winn-Dixie to shop. Took me a long time to get to the Blue Star because I would run back to Atlanta. I wouldn't go to Atlanta today for nothing. There is nothing down there I'm in love with enough to go because it was destroyed, and we allowed that destruction. In the fall, we cannot allow destruction. You see this? Go out there and look at my car. Go look at my bumper sticker. Go look at my bracelet I wear. Duh, 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 duh. Win big for Georgia. It's not winning for Rick Jackson. It is winning for Georgia because we have an opportunity right now to unite the state of Georgia or completely destroy the state of Georgia. What are our choices?
Again,
you live in Tennessee.
I live in Tennessee, and Tennessee.
He can't vote.
Tennessee's.
Can you move over the line?
I vote in Tennessee, and I'll tell you, Tennessee is rock solid, rock ribbed, and runs the state.
And we love Marsha
Blackburn.
Yes, Marsha Blackburn. Love her, love her, love her. That's the kind of woman we want representing us. Yeah.
Well, you know, and I'll say this: we're back to the united front in America. And I was telling you this in there. This is going to drive some people crazy, but this is how far down we've gone. If you took, and this is, you can compare policies side by side, or if you any of you at home mess a little bit with artificial intelligence, ask artificial intelligence to compare Trump's policies with Harry Truman's policies, but no overlay of Democrat, Republican, just compare them. And what you'll find is Trump is more of a Truman Democrat than he was
a Democrat.
than he is an Eisenhower-style Republican.
My grandmother was a Democrat, but that's when Democrats were Democrats.
Again, John F. Kennedy and John F. Kennedy Jr. and Trump were best of friends.
I love
and
RFK.
So you have all of this going on. In an overlay, people just decided, I hate this person because I hate this person because the news media told me to hate this person. No, don't. Now, again, to Trump's credit or detriment, he is playing a part, and I understand that.
Sure.
I understand
he had
that.
the #1 television program.
It's all a production.
He's
I get
theatrical
that.
at times, but you just saw him at the World Trade Center. You just saw the real man. The real man is there.
There was no put on there.
No, the real man is still here. The real man is the greatest, my opinion, I think he is the greatest president to ever serve 2 terms. Now, my opinion is when the 20 election was stolen, he should have served then, but I think it's better that we had a dose of crap for 4 years, because now, if you got a brain, you're looking at America and you're thinking...
It's definitely bookend. I'll tell you, 2 bookends, and look what was in the middle. And my whole pleading with everyone, including my kids, is search this out for yourself. But where did wealth envy come in?
I've had so many people lately saying, well, those people live over there in those big houses. Those people have worked hard. And when you look at Rick Jackson came from the housing projects in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he's a billionaire. He's a self-made billionaire. If you took amoxicillin today, thank Rick Jackson. He brought the stuff is being made in the state of Tennessee at the only facility that does United States made penicillin. Rick Jackson, thank you very much. We have an opportunity to come together. But we can't come together with the craziness. And I'm sorry, if you have pink hair, green hair, orange hair, I had this little kick one time and I put a little bit of purple in my hair. God gave us the hair he wants us to have. I used to color mine and I said, okay, the Lord gave me this, I'll just deal with it. We deal with what we have and we make the best of it. If you make the best of it and you end up with a mansion, that's good for you.
Well, again, John F. Kennedy said all boats rise with the tide. If my brother makes $1 trillion, and I want him to make $1 trillion. And he's a farmer.
He's a great farmer.
Go out and support Kate Farms out on 515. They just got a turn lane put in.
Yeah.
Kate Farms, and they're doing a wonderful job. But if my brother Caleb makes $1 billion selling produce, that's going to help Josh Griggs out because I might go to work for him one day. That's how this works. I want everybody to do well. There's not this, I'm against somebody else and I want mine and you can, you know, starve to death. This is not us. We work together. We work together and we buy from each other and we sell to each other and we work for each other and work with each other because we're neighbors and because we love one another and because that's what God commanded us to do. And that's why this is the greatest country on earth.
Right. And you know, it's so weird because in the last 4 days, I've talked to friends I've had for 54 years that we still today, still in real estate, still doing what we love. And I've talked to friends that I made 2 years ago. And yesterday, I sound so much better today because I went yesterday and I did something I shouldn't have done, but I gave in and had a shot that's not good for your body. But I was really struggling to breathe and to talk, so I went and had this shot. Now I have an appointment with a pulmonologist, is that what you call them? Yeah, them lung doctors. So I've got that going on. But my good neighbors, my old neighbors, my new neighbors, they're all my neighbors. Neighbors serving neighbors. That was ETC's logo forever. Why don't we just get back to that? There's so much craziness in the world, and I voted John and Amy Herman the best 2 neighbors in the world because they are like amazing. Neither one of them are from here, but they've been here over, I think she's been here over 40 years, and he's been here 38, 40, something like that. They're not And when people say, well, you ain't from around here, if I've been here 40 years, I'm from around here, you know.
Well, again, people moving in here, that's wonderful, because we are Americans. Come on in here. But now, legally, come on in here. But now, let's not change this area to match what you left.
Exactly. You left for a reason.
You come here and you came here for a reason, for the peace and the quiet of the mountains. Understand that that's the way it needs to stay.
Right. Right.
Don't turn this place into Chicago.
No.
Don't turn
or
this place
Disney
into
World, honey. I had to leave Orlando. Mama, thank God, Coca-Cola called her back to Atlanta to work because Disney came in and destroyed the tiny city that I lived in. Orlando was a walking community. It was so much like Ball Ground. It was unbelievable. You could walk to the drugstore, you could walk to the grocery store, you could walk out to the lake and you could fish off the lake. I mean, it was an amazing city, and as much money, and I know a lot of y'all love Disney World. I see you running them kids down there 3 times a year, and I'm thinking, no wonder you can't buy a house. You're spending all your money at Disney World. But Disney, in my opinion, as a resident of Orlando, destroyed the city. Destroyed the city. If you're on I-4 in Orlando and you look over in the cars around you, I'm the minority. You get my drift? I don't care that I'm the minority. Disney's there. Everybody comes from all these foreign countries to visit Disney. I'm glad they do because he pays a lot of salaries and he makes a lot of money. But at the same time, it's a catch, lose, catch, win situation because a lot of jobs came in. But at the same time,
well, the little man.
The little man.
The little man's job, you know, the little hardware store, the little grocery store, the little farm
that you write about in your book.
Yep.
It goes away, and that's what we're trying to preserve the past as we embrace the future. That's the title of your next book.
I need to do that.
Preserving the past as we embrace the future, because to me, I've got the stuff in my head, but I don't have your brain, so you'll have to write the book. But we do need to preserve the past as we embrace the future.
And so there was another united moment, and I think the guys in the control room are going to pull it up. Shortly after 9/11, they had the World Series, and there was some concern at the time because you had a crowd and they didn't know about terrorism and all that stuff, but they went with it anyway because we're America and we're not allowing terrorism to destroy a baseball game. And President Bush came out and threw out the pitch, but the thing that I always am reminded of was they wheeled out Ray Charles with a big long baby grand or a full concert grand piano, and he hit that chord and he said, "Oh, beautiful," and they've pulled out a flag the length of that.
It was huge. I remember
baseball field, and I remember that clear as a bell, and it was something else. You could feel the wave just come over America. And there was such patriotism and such unitedness. And like I keep saying, that was 25 years ago.
You know, we backed the blue then. Do you know how many, I'm going to say a bad word, how many Democrat governors do not allow ICE to come in, do not allow your police officers to stay and do their job, tell the police officers not to work with ICE? Do you know how many police officers have been put up against the line out of stupidity? Because at that time, 25 years ago, we backed America. Guys, have y'all got that so we can go with the World Series? Yay? No? Yay? Yay? Are we good? Are we out? Are we in? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Are we going? Yes!
We're getting
Here we go. Here we go. Y'all sit back and I hope this touches your heart. Oh, uh-oh. Welcome to Ball Ground, Georgia in Malone's Pond. We have an open house this Saturday, April the 26th between 11 and 2. 4 professionally curated homes, Bercher homes, great life. We would love for you to come and visit Malone's Pond, just steps from the downtown area, located right across the street from Calvin Farmer Park. Be sure and visit all the homes we are offering. Each house has something hidden in it. Check out every single little nook and cranny. You may find a goodie for yourself. The best thing you can find for yourself is a new home. You can come and join us in the lifestyle of Ball Ground. Live, work, and play. We have walking trails, amazing restaurants, great places to shop. You can walk to the library, the post office, or even to City Hall. Please make sure you stop at the Botanical Garden and enjoy the beautiful plants, thousands of plants, for you to sit, reflect, read a book, or just enjoy the outside and the birds chirping. Malone's Pond, open house again Saturday, April the 26th, 11 to 2. Please check out our 4 professionally curated homes, Bercher Homes. Truly, great homes, great life. Stop by Malone's Pond and visit with us. And if you are in the market, we have one of our lenders will be on board. She will be there to talk to you about any options and any ideas she could help you to make that move. Design incentives are also available on several of our Phase 1 lots, very few lots remaining. Come and spend the day with us. Sherry Martin or Evelyn Calhoun, we will be on site. We will be happy to help you, and we will convince you that Ball Ground is the place to live.
This new gated community in Ball Ground is just steps away from the pulse of the city.
And with just a few lots available, we would love for you to come and visit and choose your spot. We have a few lots available, and we have 10 beautiful floor plans to choose from with multiple elevations. We have a couple that are ready to move in, but we have plans that you can choose from. Personalize our house plan to your design.
Let's go to downtown Ball Ground.
Here we go. We made it. Evelyn, you truly can live, work, and play in downtown Ball Ground.
Let's take a look. Take a stroll through historical downtown, grab a bite at Dominic's, enjoy a beer at the brewery. The murals, the history, the local charm. Historical Ball Ground has something for everyone.
Visit Malone's Pond and experience Bercher Homes. Great homes, great life. Okay, all right, we're doing a little editing work, and we'll get that 9/11, the baseball game after 9/11 will be up shortly. But Mr. President, you're here now.
Well, 100%, you know, Sherry. We've got to get the Save America Act passed. We 100% do. You know, J.D. Vance is working really hard, and so are all the Republicans. But we've got to get this done, frankly. We've got to. We've got to make sure we have free and fair elections. I mean, frankly, it's 100% a thing. We need to do this. We've got to get it over the finish line. Call your senators, call your congressmen. Make sure the Save America Act gets passed.
You know how you get their attention, Mr. President? You quit sending them donations when they don't vote the way they should. And we have a few Republicans that are sitting over there on their butt doing nothing, and all they have to do is yay.
That's what
yay,
I always thought that was the neatest thing about the Trump presidency is the man never took a dime on the fundraising. So who owns him? And there was a moment, and I loved it. It was so smooth. The first debates, we was debating Hillary Clinton the first time. I mean, when he was running for president the first time.
You know, that night when we thought she had won and I went to bed, I was having a nervous breakdown. No, I'm serious.
But she's debating him, and she goes, "This man doesn't pay any taxes." He goes, "That's because I'm smart." You know?
I love it. I love it.
You know, and he goes, "Maybe if you wanted me to pay more taxes, you and your husband and everybody else should have wrote the bill properly." And that's the first time that man ever came down and said, "You know what? They're doing everything you think they're doing and 10 times more because I've done it and gotten away with it, and now I'm going to fix it." And there was nothing they could do about it. Absolutely nothing. And he goes, something exchanged back and forth, and goes, "I hope you're never president," or something like that. And he goes, "Yeah, because you'd be in jail." You know? I'm like,
I remember all that.
you know, that man would just say that, you know, and he would say the thing that nobody else would say, polite society would not say. And sometimes you know, Neil Bortz used to say, and I loved Neil Bort's radio show, and you know Miss Belinda Skelton is from Blue Ridge. Yeah, I love Miss Belinda. Shout out to Miss Belinda. But Neil Bortz would always say, you've got to have courage to say the baby's ugly sometimes.
Yeah. And that is so true. Well, right now, America was beautiful. We can bring America back to beautiful, and we're going to share a moment that Josh reminded me of. This was after 9/11, and I remember thinking, why would anybody show up for the World Series? Because we could be bombed that day too. Because at that time, our borders were completely open to people getting in, and everybody who caused all the death on the planes that hit the Trade Center, the planes that hit D.C., the planes that hit in Pennsylvania, the plane that hit in Pennsylvania, all of those people came into our country because we had open borders. We had open borders. My greatest accomplishment I think my president ever did was to shut the borders down. Yes, we welcome you to America. Yes, come in legally. My grandparents couldn't have gotten in here because Scotland, Germany, and France, okay, they came in legally. Let's do that. Let's do that again. So right now we're going to show a song. Please, if you're wearing a hat, take your hat off. Celebrate America. If you're sitting there, pray as you hear this song.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America with the singing of America the Beautiful, please welcome the man and his soul, Mr. Ray Charles.
Liberating strife, who more than self their country love, and mercy morning light. What I'm saying about the this America, sweet America, may God thy glorify till all success be nobleness and every gain divine. And you know, when I was a little boy, I remember we always sang these words. Oh, beautiful, far spacious sky, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesty. Now wait a minute. America, America. God, just grace on thee. God, I love him very kind of day. He crowned our good. I don't you remember? Say me brotherhood. From sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had y'all to help me sing this thing here. Go ahead. America. Oh, yes, he did. You ought to love him for it, 'cause he cried out good. He told me what, say me brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Love, let Jesus stand down.
Okay, I'm going to tell y'all, just like Xana told me, Nanny, stand up and throw the ball to me. Nanny, do this. Nanny, do that. I want y'all to share America, the love for America. Stand up right now where you're at. If you're sitting in your house, if you're standing in Walmart, I don't care what you're doing. Stand up and say, thank you, God, for America. 250 years as we celebrate the greatest nation in the world, and we are going to recover from 2000, I mean, you think about 25 years ago.
Yep.
25 years ago to 250 years. We're going to celebrate everything in between, and we're going to celebrate tomorrow. Preserving the past as we embrace the future. We're going to do that together. Josh, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
His book is on Amazon. The name of the book is
Some Things Are Meant to Keep. Tales from the Copper Basin, and it's on Amazon. Just Google search that, or Google search my name, Josh Griggs, and it'll come up.
That's
and
right.
You'll see a cover, and it's got an old Dodge pickup truck and a piano falling off a bridge.
There you go.
And a few other things.
If you are lucky, he will be here one more time before he goes back to school. He goes back to school. He's a teacher. He won't be with us except on holiday weeks. You know, we got to work the schedule out. Okay. Thank you to each of you who came to our country legally. Thank you to each of you who love our country. Thank you to each of us who remember to say, God bless the USA. We are so blessed, and I hope that we will help and win big for Georgia with Rick Jackson, because I'm telling you, I'm a worried girl. I'm losing sleep because I left Atlanta for a reason. We don't need to turn Georgia over to the person who fled Atlanta. We need to save our Georgia from sea to shining sea, and as David Ralston said, I love these mountains just as much as I love the seashore. It's all about saving Georgia and saving our country.
Don't let the carpetbaggers take it
That's
over.
right. That's exactly right. We'll see y'all again soon. Don't forget, share this with your friends, share this with your neighbors. Let's make it a nice little special that we could give to folks. That'll be my gift to everybody. There you go. Have a great day, everybody. We're going right to YouTube, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Take care.